Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot messages. If you're new here, these are essentially just quick snapshots of the energies that may be coming in for you, along with some potential challenges, guidance, and advice, with the hopes that it helps you to navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. I always tell everyone that when they land on these is when they are meant to hear them, so do not worry about the dates that they come with. If you find yourself watching a video, a weekly tarot message from weeks, months earlier, it's fine. It was when you needed to hear that message for that week ahead. Just before we get started here with message number one, I want to quickly mention that I have a few new meditations out if anybody's interested for opening up the crown. So important right now to be receiving next steps forward from the universe, from spiritual energy. It's a big pivot point that we're at in our human evolution for all of us. So it's really important that we're aware and connected to our soul self. So if you're interested in that, you can have a look at that. There's also a bunch of other meditations that I've put out that could be useful at this time because we are in such a big pivot point in our history of humanity. One's to do with facing the shadows within, connecting to our inner child, things of that nature. So just wanted to mention that if you're interested. Give yourself a second at this moment to feel into messages 1 through 4 using your own intuition to see what's calling you. And I will get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. What do my beautiful message 1s need to know going into this week? What's showing up for my beautiful message 1 choosers? Nice. Joy. Make time for the little things today. So if this is showing up for you, it's either that there's not enough of this in your life right now and there needs to be more of it, because when we're in a good space mentally, emotionally, physically, and we are in the energy of joy, we're vibrating quite high and good things come our way as a result. So this could be a bit of a heads up that maybe you've been too busy, too zoned in or focused on something, and it's time to bring more joy back into your life. Because it says make time for the little things today. Don't feel guilty about creating space for this sort of thing. Everybody needs to have and cultivate more joy and fun in their lives. Otherwise, what is the point? It could be too that you struggle to allow yourself time and space for yourself to feel more free, to do things that make you happy. Like maybe you look at them as time wasters. Message 1. Up-leveling your joy brings better things to you. Remind yourself of that if you're feeling guilty about giving yourself time for the little things that bring you happiness and fulfillment. Look at this love and compassion. Wow. This could be connected to a relationship for some of you, needing to bring more fun and joy into a relationship. Instinct. Well, if this is in the challenge position. Ebb and flow. Okay. Ooh, fairies and earth magic. All right. I don't know why, but I feel like I want to look at the bottom card here too. So I'm going to do that. Rebirth. Yeah. Okay. I think I know why I wanted to do that. All right. Message 1. There's definitely something missing for you right now, missing pieces to some sort of puzzle where you're probably more in ebb than you are in flow. So there's dissonance and disconnection, because with wolf energy showing up in the challenge position, instinct is suggesting instinct has been somewhat lost. You're disconnected from that soul self, that higher self that knows, that is connected to their intuition, that knows how to navigate particular situations. And I do think for some of you, this might have to do with maybe trying to bring about some sort of healing, love, compassion to a connection, romantic or otherwise. It could be with family members, friends, coworkers. I do think for some of you, it's probably romantic, but I also think it's about opening up your heart space to more love and compassion for yourself, for others. So there can be some sort of healing that takes place where your instincts are more up-leveled and you're more in that energy of flow. Also, there's some sort of energy here about not feeling quite grounded. So a little bit off, again, we see that here with the instinct, feeling disconnected from instincts of what to do and how to navigate something. And it might be that a lot of you find yourself trying to push on this, trying to make things happen. But really the message here from the universe is it's time to step back and cultivate joy, making space for the little things, especially if this is in connection, message one, because I feel like it'll bring about some healing and flow to the relationship, where those instincts come back online, reconnection starts to happen. But this earth magic suggests there's some good things that want to be shipped your way. Does require you to be grounded, present, up leveling your energy to one of joy to help you reopen those instincts again and get yourself back into flow where there's love and compassion happening. It just tells me that there's a rebirth that is assured for you, where there's like a new beginning, and healing has taken place, and you're moving forward, whether in love or just connection to yourself and what you're doing, being able to see your way through the forest, essentially, right? I feel like there's a lot of you maybe in some foggy energy right now, and you're just not quite sure how to navigate it. I'll also message one. I feel like, I don't know why, but I'm really pulled to this card, which is in the position of advice, spiritual guidance and advice. I feel like water in it, quite literally would be healing for you. If you felt called to go towards the ocean, a lake, be near water, but you just feel like you don't have time for that, I feel like you should make time for that. I think it would bring about massive healing, that magical connection to yourself, to your soul, where your instincts come back online, and that love and compassion that may be missing for some of you, that lack of joy and connection relationship comes back online for you. I don't know why I keep saying back online. It almost feels like maybe some of you have been on pause or shut down or just spinning your wheels, but feeling like you're not really getting anywhere. All right. Yeah, judgment. Making a good assessment about your situation, especially by way of when we're talking about connection, love, relationship energy, right? Wanting to use sound judgment before making any hasty decisions. And we can't do that if our energy's low and we're kind of all over the place and we're disconnected from our instincts. Yeah. Instincts, knowing when to let go, when to say enough is enough of something and say, I'm willing to heal this, start over, find solutions, with that not being able to let go, where something hasn't died, an ending hasn't been completed, and that new beginning, that rebirth that showed up here for you guys on the bottom card can't happen, right? It's been really difficult to let go of something or find solutions around something for my message one choosers. The star, okay. And it's in the reverse, suggesting that you have been feeling somewhat hopeless, uninspired, lack of faith, right? More in that negative, heavy energy. All the more reason to go back to the original message of joy. Make time for the little things today. It feels like it's going to be so healing, healthy, and up-leveling for you, where, again, all of those instincts that you have get relit up within you. Your energy rate rises, and you're back online again. You're ready to go. You're back in the state of flow, and you see what to do, and then that magic happens, and that rebirth happens. Yeah, look at it. All tied up. And with this card, right, it's always suggesting that even though she's blindfolded and feeling tied up and the swords are all around her, all she has to do is walk through. And there's some water there, walking through some heavy emotions. I'm wondering if some of you are avoiding some hard things because it is heavy emotionally to go there, to talk about it, to put yourself out there in a vulnerable way. Again, I feel like taking a step back, getting yourself sorted, getting your instincts back online, finding your way to joy, to the little things that bring you happiness, healing. I really feel like literally water will be healing for you in some kind of way. Maybe even salt baths is going to help you not feel so stuck, so frustrated, like nothing is going right and things are just kind of idling with no real solutions. And I feel like this is especially true for some of you who are feeling like you're ready to throw your hands up in regards to some sort of relationship connection, or just say, I'm going to give up on a situation because I don't have all the facts or any solutions. So it must mean I'm meant to walk away. For some reason, I feel like that's not true for you guys. I hope I just made sense there. I just feel like it's time to pause and get sorted again, get centered, get your intuition reconnected, reconnect yourself rather to your intuition, to your instincts, because I think it's going to bring about rather a lot of higher wisdom, guidance, solutions, that way through that forest where it just feels like you're navigating life blindly, just stuck. I feel like this is your week, message 1, to find your way back to this energy. I pulled different decks out because I was going to do different decks for final cards depending on what showed up for people in these messages. And because you've already got fairies, I'm going to use my fairy deck as your final message here. This week, give yourself time and space to reconnect to your heart, your soul, your instincts, your intuition. Don't make any hasty decisions. Message 1, I feel like it's not the time. You want to get into a good place before you can activate that sound judgment. And hope and faith. So much of that kind of energy is missing for you guys right now. But it feels like there's a big turnaround energy, a positive ending that can bring a really good new beginning for you guys if you give yourself over to this. Look, lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Ooh, I love that for you guys. That's such a good message with what we have showing up here. I feel like part of this is lost aspects of yourself, that feeling of knowing and trust within yourself, hope, faith, somebody who's like, I got this and I know what to do, just not so lost in the sauce mentally and emotionally. I feel like this is what's on the cards for you guys quite literally this week. If you give yourself over to making time for these little things, finding your way through this heavier, more emotionally draining energy, solutions appear. Parts of yourself come back together, no longer fragmented. So really give yourself over to that. And I don't know why, guys, but I'm really attracted to that cat there. I don't even know if I've noticed that in this card before, but I'm noticing it now. So that could be something for you, a message. Maybe you're going to receive some sort of guidance or intuition when a cat crosses your path, or something to do with cats. Maybe look up their meaning. I don't know. I'm really attracted to that for you guys. Yeah. Again, what was once lost is about to be found thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never ever realized were lost. You know, this is general, but I think for some of you, it's that reconnection to friendship, partnership, a romantic partner, a way through difficulty there. But that's very specific for a small portion of you. I think for others, it's something grander than that. It has more to do with your soul self not being fragmented, feeling like you really are coming back online. I don't know why I keep referring to being back online, but that's what I just feel like somebody shut you down, or your situation in your life experiences right now and what you're dealing with have really made you feel shut down and lost and found. But that can change, right? You've got a rebirth. You've got magic fairy energy on your side, like where the earth provides and starts to show you the way, as well as spirit. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing and beautiful week and make time for things that make you happy and joyful. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. What do my beautiful message 2 choosers need to know? What kind of energies are showing up for message 2 this week? That was the bottom card. Discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. Okay, so a couple of things with this card when it's coming in as a main energy. There is something unknown that is about to be made known to you, some sort of wisdom, truth, guidance, understanding coming through. But also there's a secondary message with this, that you might receive answers to something by way of your dreams, because it's talking about in the early morning. You know, as it says, look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. So it's about making sure that we take a moment to pause and write down anything that we received during our dreams, because it will help you discover something more profound, some sort of wisdom that you've been waiting for, and understanding a truth by way of dreams. But just as quickly as we dream and have a thought when we first wake up that, oh, I just dreamt something, it can be gone the minute our feet hit the floor, right? And we start going about our day. So be mindful of that. Put a journal beside your bed and write down anything that you might have received during a dream, because I feel like it's going to be really important for you guys. But I also think, just generally speaking, there's something to be discovered, some sort of truth coming through, some sort of wisdom, knowledge that you've been waiting on. Answers this week. Okay. Yep. Dragonfly and emergence, right? She's emerging from the water. So maybe some of you have been in some emotional heaviness, rising up out of this, seeing the truth, coming into the energy of discovery. Something's coming full circle and it's finally able to be known, seen, understood. That's what the emergence card talks about. Also, dragonflies could be important for you guys. For some reason, I'm really attracted to the word dragonfly. So maybe if you happen to notice dragonflies, whether it's an actual dragonfly or maybe somebody's tattoo, there could be messaging there for you. Notice what you were thinking about. Take a step back, because something about those moments I think are going to be significant. Maybe it'll even be a signpost for some of you. Okay, lightning and power in the challenge position, suggesting you have been feeling very disempowered, not on your game, not lit up, lost in the fog and the unknowing of things, frustrated by that, which we see here, right? Don't fret, right? You're about to discover the truth about something. But also, I feel like there's a bit of a heads up here to not let yourself be disempowered by what it is you think you don't know, or what you don't understand, or what you don't have to be able to do a certain thing or move forward in some kind of way. You are powerful. You are light. When you catch yourself in the energy of frustration around this situation, what's not moving, what feels stagnant, any emotional heaviness that you've been in, connected to what you can't see, what you don't understand, what you don't know, notice it and reframe it. I keep getting used positive affirmations, almost like if you stopped, you would catch yourself thinking really negative thoughts about yourself, about your situation, about your frustration. It seems like such a silly thing, but it can be quite helpful if you catch yourself in those moments of negative thought to snap ourselves back out of it, right? And say, no. I do not claim that is true for me. That's just thoughts. That's my ego. I am powerful. I am strong. Something's coming my way that's going to be really profound and really help me move forward. And then you've got mountain strength in your advice. Stay strong in this, right? Don't get lost in the sauce of the emotions, of the heaviness, of what you don't know or what's not moving, right? And we see that water there as well, because you're about to be activated emotionally with this wisdom, with this knowledge, with this understanding. Don't give up on anything right now. Stay strong as you can. Notice your negative thinking and your thoughts and how they're affecting you. And resolve yourself to say, nope, not today, Satan. I'm not going to listen to those egoic thoughts that I'm having, the fears, the worries, only what I desire, only what I want. Breach. Wow, there's so much water energy here. Okay. Breach. Well, this is talking about coming out of your comfort zone, which would make some sense, coming under that challenged energy of feeling disempowered, not seeing your power, your strength, your truth, what you're capable of, what you can do. And this is sort of suggesting that one way of reconnecting to our powerful self, to that solar plexus energy that we hold, is by breaching our comfort zone, even if it just means dipping a toe into the pool of discomfort, baby stepping your way, doing something that you've not done before that might scare you a little bit, but you know ultimately is good for you to say that I tried it, I did that thing, I showed up, I allowed myself to be seen, right? Because there's something to that here for me too with emergence. I think some of you have been hiding your light a bit too much, your strength, your power, what you know to be true, what it is that you offer, the light that you are, right? It's time to emerge from the shadows. It's time to breach your comfort zone and be seen and own your power and staying strong in that. But I do feel like for some of you, you feel like very justified in this. Like, I have a reason why I haven't done this and why I've hung back, because I feel like there's these missing pieces, these things I don't understand or know, knowledge I don't have, and I don't know what to do, and I feel stuck, like I'm spinning my wheels. This is about to shift for you this week. So really staying open to messages coming through, dreams. I feel like maybe even for some of you, meeting somebody who crosses your path and says something or that just clicks somehow, brings you this moment of clarity. This is general, so that won't be for all of you. I think that might happen for some of you, where you're like, oh my gosh, I just overheard that person say something, or they just said something to me, and all of a sudden things seem a lot clearer. But really, really, really important, I think, that all of you keep a dream journal beside the bed this week, because I think that you're going to be, I feel like the universe and spirit's going to be trying to get your attention through your dreams. All right. Yeah, time to come out of hermit mode, right? Emergence. So some of this emergence is like, it's not just the emergence of understanding and discovery, but you being seen. Very much a part of this message here, group too. No more staying in the backdrop. No more hanging out in the shadows. Time to come out of hermit mode and be seen. That's really good confirmation for that. And then we've got 8 of Pentacles in reverse, right? Under that power, right? Feeling like there is definitely this energy of I don't feel good enough. Like I'm not good enough. I don't have the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge to do this thing, to teach people this way, to lead, whatever it is. And hard work in the reverse, suggesting that you've backed off from continuing to do some sort of hard work, whether on yourself or actual work. And it's time to get back into that power again. Don't disconnect from it. Reclaim it. Like this, I keep like back in the saddle again. Maybe some of you have backed too far and put a pause on what it is that you're doing, trying to achieve, working on, but it's time to find your way back to that. And I feel like it's because of feelings of disempowerment. Temperance coming on strength, suggesting that there's been a lot of imbalance here and you've been finding it really difficult to stay balanced. Like if I'm only focused here, then I can't focus at all there. So what can you do to find your way back to balance where there is currently imbalance? And I think that there's a bit of a message here is showing up that part of it is getting re-empowered and resolving to get back to work on something that matters to you, something that you're meant to do, create, bring to the people in some kind of way, something to do with your purpose and passion. I think it's time to make it a priority, because I feel like there's an imbalance here with that Ace of Swords. Okay, and it's in the reverse. So mentally not having been able to disconnect from your comfort zone, to really trust yourself, to believe in your power, to do this thing. It's just a strong reiteration of what's been going on here for you. You've been staying in the shadows. You've been held back, afraid to kind of, again, dip a toe into the pool of discomfort and baby step your way out of what you currently know and be seeing more, doing more. This is just reiterating that it's been really difficult for you, because I think mentally you've got a story going on that you haven't been able to disconnect from, a negative story that's holding you back in some way. So really give yourself over to looking at that message too, because it looks like you are meant to shine. I feel like leadership energy here. You are meant to help people, heal people, lead people. You've got some sort of passion and purpose that other people are going to benefit from, enjoy, love, and more of it needs to be cultivated. You need to get back on your power to get back to doing this thing that you're meant to be doing. But there's definitely this energy of stuck in stagnancy. Okay. I just want to keep telling you, you got this. Even if things have been difficult, it's okay to take a pause and take a break to get yourself sorted, but don't give up on anything. Don't quit. That's a big theme so far for the first 2 messages is don't give up, don't quit. These are so hard to shuffle. All right. Because of the shape of these heart cards. All right. Patience. Patience is required at the moment. You may feel that things are not moving as fast as you would like, yet there is a lot going on energetically. The current situation causing concern is evolving positively. Let go and have patience. You will eventually realize that this whole event was in fact a blessing. All is perfect as it is. Trust. You are eternally loved and guided, right? So there's that two parts to this message of, right, some of you holding back, paused in action, feeling a little stuck, not having all the information, causing nothing to happen. But there's a reason for it, right? It's okay to take a pause sometime to get ourselves sorted, to get ourselves back into balance and strength and in our power again. And then we move forward and we see things through different eyes, and we understand why everything had to be kind of put on the shelf for a little while or not moving. It was never meant to cause you to ebb back and retreat into yourself and give up on this thing that you're meant to do, definitely connected to your purpose and passion. It was just meant to help fortify you, strengthen you, help you see things through a different lens, maybe understand your situation better so that the steps forward are ones that are really positive, where you have a full scope and understanding of the situation. I do think for a lot of you, it's because there's been missing information that you just couldn't get to then, but that's coming in for you guys. All right, message 2. I'm going to leave that there. I want to tell you guys to hang in there, stay strong, don't give up on anything, because I feel like you've got wisdom, guidance, knowledge coming through for you this week. So just be open to that. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. What do my beautiful message 3s need to know going into this week? What energies are showing up for message 3? Persevere. Leave no stone unturned. There is a massive theme this week of not giving up on things, especially if we're paused in action or things aren't moving. You are no exception, message 3. You're being asked to persevere on something. Leave no stone unturned. So moving into analytical and investigative mode this week. Good idea for you guys, because you may discover something. You may come across something that helps your situation. So staying strong in your resolve this week is going to be really important. And making sure that you're, whatever it is that you're dealing with or doing, that you're dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. I want to tell some of you guys to take a breath. Take a breath and then go, right? Like, you've got this. I definitely feel like a daunting, exhausted energy here right out of the gate. Probably why they're saying to persevere. Like, you're almost at the finish line. You will get there. You're about to discover something, see something, have the information that you need, but you have to keep going through the exhaustion a little bit. I'm sorry to say here, message 3. Oops. All right. Thought we were going to have some jumpers, but no. Release. Radiance. Wow, you've got autumn, autumnal equinox, and then summer solstice. Radiance. Coming out in the challenge position. Wow, lots of like earth energies. Full moon completion. This will be just coming off of that full moon in Sagittarius, and that full moon energy lasts for weeks afterwards. So this could be a part of the equation for some of you. All right. And crystals and focus. Okay. All right. There is definitely something going on here for my message 3s. You're going through it. Things have been tough. Having to move through a situation that is likely not at a standstill, or there's just a lot of difficulty within the situation, and it's been hard to make any forward momentum. But there's a reason why I think some of you are struggling, and it's showing up here with these two energies particularly. Something that you're doing currently needs to be let go of. There's some sort of release that needs to happen and completion that needs to happen before the situation, whether this is in relationship, work, it doesn't matter, can be moved on from, can be made new, can be made whole, can bring in that sense of radiance again. What are you holding on to that's just not working? Like, sometimes we can get really stubborn with things and dig our heels in, even when it's not bringing about the change that we desire, because it's comfortable there, or because we really had a strong belief around it. don't shoot the messenger, but I feel like it's time to look at that sort of energy. What might you be digging your heels in about? What is something that you feel like, I definitely am holding on to this thought, belief, idea, and no, it's not going anywhere, and it has been really frustrating. If that resonates with you in some way, you can recognize, I feel like it's time to let that thing go so that this new thing can come through. It will require some hard work, especially if it's like almost having to deal with a clean slate and starting all over again. But there's something that needs to be released. There's a completion that needs to be had in order for you to get into the energy of summer solstice radiance, where everything's going well. Because this is in the challenge position, right? Things feeling very dark for you, very dim, frustrating. But you aren't meant to give up on the entirety of a thing, whether it's in relationship or a situation, but you are meant to make some adjustments and changes that require you to let go of an idea or a thought or a belief that you might have had around it. And then, with crystals and focus coming in the advice position, like final advice, an outcome, it's time to focus. It's time to buckle up, leave no stone unturned, look at things, new things, new ideas, new perspectives, and persevere and push through this exhaustion, even if it means having to start over in some kind of way and do a thing differently. Focus required, right? And I really feel for my message 3 choosers, because this feels like very exhausting energy, like so much effort, so much energy, only to have to maybe do a 180 and look at it again and redo it. Still going to be worth doing them, right? Because we've got persevere and focus. Let's pull some regular tarot cards just to see if we can get a better picture of this for you guys. I almost feel like for some of you, there's this feeling of, when is it my turn? When are my ships going to come in? When are things going to actually start going my way for once? Sometimes I think those of us who are given the hardest things are some of the strongest souls, because we're meant to continue to fortify ourselves and strengthen ourselves through these hardships. That's not sexy or fun, but I do think there's some truth to it. And I think that's the case for a lot of my message 3 choosers. You're stronger than you realize. King of Swords in the reverse. Release. That's that very strong mental attitude around something, a belief system. I feel like that's just a reiteration of maybe a thought pattern, an idea that needs to be let go of. Yeah, 5 of Cups. In that radiance, things not having worked out the way that you had hoped. Lots of frustration, just things not going your way, right? But in the 5 of Cups energy, there's always those 2 cups right there. There is definitely something to that, with that leave no stone unturned. There are missing solutions that you have not touched on or received. There is another way through, but it does require letting go of something that you had an emotional and vested interest in or a desire around. But all is not lost, though, for you guys. I really feel that strongly for you. Yeah, okay. So in this energy, we're not allowing something to complete. We're not allowing something to be full circle. We're just not letting go. And that's what this is suggesting. It's sort of like, be mindful of what it is you defend. Are you defending the right thing? Is it worth defending anymore? Are you struggling to let this thing go and allow it to complete itself because of so much, I feel like mental and emotional energy that you've put into this thing? Yeah, nine of Wands is like, I've put my heart and soul into a thing, and now I have to let it go and redo or start over or do it differently or reconfigure the whole thing. That's exhausting to me. But I do think there's a big energy around that. A redo energy. Yeah, it's been really, really hard for you to sort the situation out, to figure it out, to find solutions that work. Okay, nice. We've got 8 of Wands with focus. Things coming in. And 8 of Wands coming in with this focus energy kind of suggests that things are going to come in faster than you realize. And they're connected to fire and passion and inspiration and creativity. If you give yourself over to persevering and focus, right? Don't give up on this thing. there's just a new way forward around it. There's something that you let go of in order to make the situation actually start moving again. And this is sort of confirmation of that with Eight of Wands energy. Fast things coming in quickly, new ideas, new ways forward. Those 2 cups are still standing. There is a way through and forward. So really give yourself over to understanding what it is, message 3, that you need to let go of or look at differently in order to see this situation start turning in your favor. Okay. Friendship. Okay. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. Okay. Persevere. Leave no stone unturned. So big heads up for you guys. You are likely to find solutions to navigate your situation. See that fast incoming creative energy, ideas, inspirations to move your situation forward by way of people, situations, and friendships. So be open to their advice, to their wisdom, to their ideas, because there's going to be something worth its weight in gold in that will help your situation move forward. But really give yourself over. I don't know why I keep thinking about Monday and Tuesday. So maybe I'm going to say, really give yourself over Monday, Tuesday to the energy of contemplation, reflection. What am I holding on to that's not helping my situation move forward? What am I digging my heels in about? And how can I release myself from that and widen my perspective so that I can still do this thing I want to do, but maybe it's going to look a little different than what I originally thought. And also just big heads up, be open to the advice and help from friends and people. Because I think that it's going to be very, very eye-opening for you in your situation to make it move forward if you are, right? As it says, leave no stone unturned. Lots of fiery, creative energy showing up here for you guys too. I feel like some of you are feeling disconnected from that, especially with the solar energy here in the challenge. But I feel like that's about to come back up for you, right? You're going to feel more connected to that energy within yourself again. All right, I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week and are able to find your way through strength and perseverance, because I really feel like you're going to get to the other side of this and see how to navigate your situation in the best possible way. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. What do my beautiful message 4s need to know going into this week? What kind of energies are showing up for message 4? I keep getting the bottom card. Share. The busy bee should still make time for each flower. Okay, so you're probably in the energy of busyness right now, hustling, hustling in all kinds of ways, so much happening around you. But as this says, what is something that you could bring or offer others and share from yourself, of yourself, that could be of benefit? If this is showing up, it's probably because there's some sort of connection to it that might open up some sort of doorway for you. The busy bee should still make time for each flower. Also, just on a very practical level, it could be that somebody in your life is feeling a little bit neglected or not seen or heard because you are so busy, and they could really use your time, care, and attention. So about being open to that, or to seeing that, I would even say. Making time for the ones we love. And friends and family too, I think, for some of you. But for some reason, I just get the sense that there's somebody in your life who's feeling somewhat like second to what it is you're working on or doing. Celebration, nice. There seems to be an element of making time for fun and joy and playfulness, but I think maybe you guys are in that that hustle energy, that probably in flow with whatever it is that you're doing, which is fantastic. But then we're always asked to find balance within that. Are we in balance? And this is kind of suggesting that maybe you are. And it's time to stop and pause and make time for those you love, you care for, share more of yourself, get into that energy of joy and celebration. Ooh, dream time creation. And it's coming in the challenge position. So another element to this, right? When we're so busy, sometimes we can't see this new way forward, a new idea, discover something, connect to spirit, to the universe, to divine wisdom, to our intuition. And if this is showing up, it's because there's something that wants to come through for you, something creative, something that would bring about joy and beauty and abundance. I think prosperity for some of you guys too. But when we're so busy doing, and we're not pausing and we're not making time and space for connection, for loved ones, just for joy and celebratory energy, we can't get into that dream time energy. And there is something creative that wants to come through for you. I feel like it's heaven sent for you guys. Did I say message 3 at the start? If I did, I apologize. We're message 4. Maybe I'm just thinking of message 3. I'm not sure why. Effortless. So advice moving into the energy of effortless. It definitely, okay. So I think a lot of you are pushing really hard, working really hard. And there's this big imbalance. And I feel like there's a message here to try to find a way to make this feel more effortless, in flow, where you're having fun with what you're doing, that it's not also daunting and frustrating and busy. I just keep coming back to finding balance in this, right? And I feel like this is entirely possible, right? It doesn't have to be so hard. You don't necessarily have to put in so many hours with what it is you're doing or working on. There can be more flow. It can feel more joyful and more effortless because you're being asked to kind of embody that energy of the waterfall flow. Yeah, okay. Look at this synergy. So synchronistic energy, things coming together for you. My caveat here, though, for you guys is that I think this is what wants to show up for you guys. Synchronicities to be seen, spiritual ideas and intuition to help with some sort of creation, something that you're doing to make it more effortless, to make it more in flow and abundant and prosperous. But it can't get to you because you're in that like hustle culture energy of just go do. No space for anything to get through, for this divine wisdom to come through, for you to see synchronicities, right? Up-leveling our energy into one of more peacefulness, relaxation, joy, fun seems like a nothing burger to a lot of us. Like that's a waste of our time, but it's really, really not. It really opens us up to the sky's the limit energy, to more wisdom, more connection, more ideas that we can actually utilize. You're no exception here, message 4. I really feel like there's some sort of synergistic spiritual energy that wants to show up for you. It's very creative. It's going to make your situation feel more effortless, where you'll have more time and space for those you love, that you care about. So you don't have to be just so on doing all the time. I think that some of you are going to have the potential to receive a lot of spiritual insight this week. Like it almost feels like out of nowhere, things coming, crossing your path, signs. I keep getting signs all over the place. They're all around you. But if you're so busy and you're not stopping to smell the roses a little bit, you're going to miss it. And it's very creative. And that's what it's saying, right? Dream time. Spirit wants you to step back this week and make a little time for daydreaming, joyfulness, celebration, fun, because there's something synchronistic, an energy coming through that I feel like is quite profound and leads you to something more than you could, something that's very, I just want to keep coming back to, because I keep seeing like the cornucopia, prosperous, abundant, worth its weight in gold, creative, that you could start working on doing. I even think for some of you, this might be like a way to do more of what you're doing, but having it feel more effortless, like almost like a solution to something where you don't have to work as hard at it, because it's like, oh, here, use this, try this. This will cut back on all the energy and time that you have to put into it, all that effort, making it more effortless. There's something to that here for me, for some of my message 4 choosers, being open to solutions around this. Either way, though, you got a big message here to make more time and space for daydreaming and joy. Oh, geez. Okay, these two cards fell right out. Yeah. Yeah. Pushing really hard, right? Nine of Swords energy, needing to rest, needing more time for play, not being so busy. It's just reiterating the need for this joyful, dancey, celebratory energy. The Hanged Man, but it's in the reverse. There's a need for suspension right now, right? If it's reversed like this, it'd be saying that you've been hung up a little too long, but it's not. It's in the upright. It's in the wrong position because there needs to be time and space for you to cultivate a connection to spirit, to creativity, to show you a way forward, to make things easier on yourself. Yeah, suspended animation, making time for daydreaming, for joy, for fun. It's going to make these effortless and synergistic energies more apparent. Queen of Pentacles, effortless, right? Not having to work so hard for what you have. 100% for you guys, message 4. This energy of cornucopia and abundance keeps being in my mind. I keep seeing it. I think you're working really hard to earn this money, to do all the right things. Been so busy, not having time for things and people. It doesn't have to be this hard. I feel like there's an energy coming through that's going to show you that it can be a lot easier. It's going to be creative. It's going to be something that you should pay attention to. And these synchronicities and signs are going to be all around you this week. So really pay attention. Yeah, that fear, right? There's fear of money will be lost, prosperity will be lost. I won't be able to do this if I don't keep pushing. Right? That Nine of Pentacles in reverse suggests me feeling insecure here, feeling like there's not enough stability and security. So you have to push, and work really hard. Really not true for you. There's some sort of synergy coming in. Synchronistic energy, solutions that will show you that you can take a pause. You can make time for those you love. You can up-level your energy, get sorted and balanced, and connect to your soul, your spirit, because there is a lot of messaging that wants to come through for you to help you navigate the situation and make it easier on yourself, far more effortless. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. I love that. That card goes so well with this message. Give yourself over to daydreaming, to stargazing, to receiving, to just downtime, joy. All of that is going to really help open up your mind and intuition so that you can get into this synchronistic energy that wants to show up for you. It really feels like gifts being shipped your way that are gifts in the sense of, here's what you need to know. Here's how to make this easier on yourself where you're not having to work so hard and you have more time and space for the things that matter and the people you love. Here's the ideas, these creative solutions, be open to it. But I really think message 4, there's not enough time and space being created for you doing just this. And that's the big ask for you guys. Find little ways, moments this week to make time for those you care about, to share and exchange communication with others, because I feel like there's something to that too for you guys, and to look up at the stars and receive. Yeah, and you give yourself very focused. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Yes. Missing pieces. All this information wants to come through this week. That seems to be a theme as well, as we don't give up on anything this week, and being able to finally see and connect to the parts that and the information that we felt like we were missing to make things easier. I really feel like for you guys, message 4, there is abundance and financial security to be had for you. And it doesn't have to be as hard as what it's been. And I feel like there's information around that showing up for you guys this week. So be open, make time and space for dreaming, reflection, journal, stargaze, give yourself over to this, dance, enjoy, have some fun. And this is how you're going to receive how you can do just this. All right. I am going to leave that there. I am hoping all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.